Today we're going to be exploring the settings options for your new Cloud Biometry account. When we log into the system, we're greeted by this dashboard that has some widgets here that are populated based on employee reporting. We are going to go down to the settings section in the bottom left corner. You may have to scroll down for this on the left pane. And under settings, we're going to go to company settings. Here on this company settings section, we have three main tabs, and then we have some buttons up here. The first tab we're going to tackle is the General tab. The General tab includes time zone and max daily work hours, as well as the Show Pay Rates button. Time zone is indicative of the account time zone. So if you have multiple locations that are in different time zones, we will cover that in the location section. The max daily work hours is going to be the amount of time from in to when out punch is considered missed, meaning this is how many hours an employee can work before the system believes that they've forgotten to clock out and it is marked as a missed punch. I usually recommend to make this 1 hour more than what your maximum shift length would be. So if you would work 12 hours maximum, then make it 13. We also have the Show Pay Rates button, which can be turned on or off depending on your preference. Showing pay rates will show pay rates within the time card detail section, and it will show you a gross dollar amount based on a rate that's entered for the employee profile. You can toggle this on or off, and it is specifically just for reporting purposes, and Cloud Biometry does not do any sort of payroll function. Moving on to time and date. This is pretty self-explanatory, but we have the date format, the time format, and then the total hours format. Date format can be in standard US or European. Time format can be in regular AM, PM, or military time. And then the total hours format can be in hours and minutes or decimal format. Decimal format would indicate hundredth format of hours. So for example, hours and minutes would say 8:15 for 8 hours and 15 minutes, and decimal format would say 8.25. So we'll set this based on your preference and save that. And then we'll move on to the time rounding option. Time rounding can be set up company-wide or based on shifts, but this specific setting is for the company-wide rounding setting. In the dropdown, we have two variable options of in, out, and daily. In, out indicates the in and out times are both rounded to whatever rule we have set, and the daily option is the daily accumulated hours is rounded and not the in or out punch. So we would set this based on our preference and save. Moving on to the buttons up here at the top. The Edit Company button is just that. It shows the company information, and you can adjust it here depending on your needs. We're going to add an email in here, and then we are going to save. We're going to go back to the settings option and company settings and go to the Show Locations tab. As stated earlier, the time zone is the company-wide time zone, and that lists everything within the company. But if you have multiple locations that are in different time zones, we do recommend to create those by creating a location, giving it a name, and indicating the time zone there so that it can be linked to the device when that is being used. We are going to navigate back to the Settings and Company Settings tab and go into the Mobile Settings tab. Here we can see that we have some options: geofence locations, unauthorized punches report, and company settings. And it also shows the company ID. If you're not going to be using the mobile app, you can disregard this area. But if you are using the mobile app, you can use this company ID to link the app to your business. That way your employees can begin clocking in and out using a specified PIN that is set up under their employee profile. You can set up geofence locations from here, which covers a specific area in a radius that you set. Here we'll create a geofence just to show you. We'll name it main location, and we will put in the address, which will populate the latitude and longitude. We have a radius option, which is in meters, so just keep that in mind. And we will make that 100. Now we're going to go back to the company settings option. And once we're back on company settings, we're going to go into departments, which will allow us to set up specific departments for employees to be assigned to. Under departments, we can also set up jobs, but we won't be doing that right now. We'll do that in a later video. Under departments, we see the main department will always be the first department that you have. This is a system-generated department, and it can be edited to be changed to whatever you'd like to call it. So we'll just change that to office and go back to the department list so we can add some more departments in here. We'll create a warehouse department. And you can go into the jobs from here and create those as well if you'd like to classify any jobs under the specific departments that you've created, but we will not be doing that in this video. We will do that in a later video. If we go back to the settings section, that is everything that we would cover today. If you have questions, please feel free to give us a call at 888-860-2535, or you can email our support email, support@cloudbiometry. If you go into the help section in the top left, you can always find our help files as well.